Muted. Okay. All right. All right. Morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you may be joining. Where shall we start today? Let's come down to our backs today to start. Just lying on our backs. Taking a few moments there. Settling into our mat, maybe because it's first thing in the morning. If you are joining me sometime in the morning, maybe back's a little stiff, maybe you don't want to be flat on your back. You can always bring the knees together and feet wider than the hips. As we make our way down, you can give a little wish-wash out. Try and get some movement, some loose, easy movement into the spine. Before we come down, if you want to extend the legs, you can extend the legs. Settle into the hips. Whatever, maybe turn on some music if you'd like your music on for some nice yoga music. Taking a breath there. And then taking that next inhale and just sliding the left leg in, right leg over the top for a nice figure four. So flex foot on the top, pushing that knee away, and just start to open the hip there. Maybe a nice little push away. Maybe it comes back towards you, and you push it away. Big inhale. Little movement into the outer edge of the hip, keeping the foot nice and flexed to protect that knee. A few more there just to bring some movement in. And then into the other leg we go, so you can take it by the shin, you can grab through to the back of the thigh, or you can reach all the way through to that other shin, drawing the whole combination of legs towards you. Really stretching into that opposite hip. Trying to stay grounded through that back side. So notice if the tailbone lift or if the shoulders are lifting to meet, right? Back off whichever stretch you may have if that's the case, so that you can stay long in the spine. Just taking a few breaths there, maybe a little squeeze in, bringing that whole leg combo towards you a little bit more. And then exhale, releasing that leg, letting the hands come out to the sides, palms up, and just let that fall over into a nice gentle twist. So the knee is still pointed towards the ceiling. Try and keep that open. The base of the foot that you have on top is now on the ground. And you're opening into this side body on the right. So if you have your right leg over, nice big opening into the side, twist, bring the hands out, grounding down through the shoulders, so don't twist into the shoulders, keep the chest open towards the ceiling. If you want a little more in the hip, you can always take that foot and slide it more towards the upper leg or groin area. We'll extend that top quad right there. Still trying to keep that knee pointed towards the ceiling. And take that big inhale, readjust the hips, and open top of the leg. Stay right there. I don't know why that keeps doing that. So you can have this leg bent for support still if you want, or you can have it straightened, whatever Whatever feels good. Soft knee bend. You can take it by the back of the thigh, back of the shin, toe. I'm not that stretchy yet this morning, so the toe is not happening. And just wiggle the toes, maybe do some ankle circles, right? Making sure that you're nice and relaxed into the leg. No reason to be forced straight. Long in that top half. Try not to be crunched over. Point and flex. Bring some movement back into the feet. And then letting that leg, just taking the outside and letting the opposite hand come out and letting the leg come out wide. So you can support from underneath. If you want a little extra, you can pull down. If you have the leg bent here, go ahead and straighten it so you can use that as an anchor along with this other hand. So opposite leg, opposite hand are your anchors to the mat, and you're letting this leg fall over and open wide to the side. Again, knee bend if you need to be soft and gentle there. Definitely doesn't need to be locked out. And then just bending the knee there and letting that inside of the foot come to the inside of the leg and opening up through the hips. So knee is going to flop out wide. All you did was bend the knee and bring it down to the right hand side. You can open the chest. Try and relax through the glute and the hips. And that foot could be anywhere on that leg, low to high, right? That's whatever you need to be comfortable to let that knee flop out. And inhale, extend that right leg. Reset the hips. Oh, that whole side feels like 10 times longer. Let's do the same thing on the left. So bring the right knee in. We started with figure four and just cross and hold right there. Maybe start to add those little hip movements in and out. Flex foot on the top, supportive foot here, nice and flat, in line with the hip. Bring some movement in. And then when we're ready, either reaching, like I said, for the top, through to the back of the thigh, through to the opposite shin. And taking some nice deep breaths there. You can relax that bottom foot. I notice a lot of people sometimes hold this bottom foot. You can just let it relax. Top foot is a little flex. Doesn't have to be a hard flex, but just a little flex. Trying to elongate the neck, right? Notice if the chin is pigeoning up towards the ceiling. Try and bring that whole leg conglomerate towards you a little bit more and lengthen on the back side of the body. Letting that bottom foot drop, letting the hands come out, letting that top foot come over for that gentle twist. So knee still facing the ceiling, opening into that left side now. Getting that knee up. So a lot of us, that glute will be tight, the knee will want to come towards the face. We start to get that elbow tilt away towards the ceiling. So we can keep this nice open line here. Taking that inhale, coming back to center and opening that leg. Oh, find a place to settle in where you can have the right one bent, or you can have it extended. Forget that footwork. I almost forgot the footwork. Extend, point, toe wiggles, all the things. And then letting that leg flop out to the side, take that opposite arm. Remember, these are your anchors, your leg and your arm. Glue that shoulder down. And then just bending that knee, taking that foot to the inside of the other leg, and opening up that hip. And inhale, extend that leg, readjust the hips. And let's feel a little longer on both sides. You can reach the hands down near the sides. Just take a moment to take in how that feels. And then inhale, grabbing one knee, bringing one knee in. And inhale, taking the other knee in. And just some nice, maybe little rocks on the back, side to side before we rock up. Right, a little back massage. Maybe we pull in, make a little yogi ball, rounding through the upper back. Pulling the toes up. And then take the back of the legs and just give a few rolls to the top. Down. Make it a few rolls intentionally, right? Nice little roll on the back. Doesn't have to be speedy, doesn't have to be as big as mine. And then when you land, let's come into boat pose. So a little bit of core work here from the floor. So sitting up nice and tall. Chest lifted, shoulders down and back, toes could be down, knees could be at 90. You want to find that sort of balancing point on your butt. We engage the core, we lean back so we have a nice V here. Chest stays lifted, so no collapsing into that back. Chest lifted, we bring the hands out, palms face the front. Now this may be plenty of core work, that lean back into the V. Your core may be firing right there. If you need a little more, you can start to lift the toes, right? So we're nice and light in those legs. You can lift both toes. You can straighten the legs. You want to lift the top, these two together, which I can't do with straight legs without a little help from my hands. But if you can do it with the hands out, and we just breathe into that space. So wherever you are, core on. Maybe you're working into lifting those legs, finding a little balance on the back side. Shoulders down, chest open. And a little roll out. Whew. We're gonna do that one more time. Few rolls just to reset. And then right back into that boat pose. Chest stays lifted. Start to lift the legs. Few more seconds staying right there. Nice big V. Come back to our breath. And exhale, release. Whew. Nice, few rolls out there. And let's open up the front of the body a bit. So right leg is gonna come in front, left leg just gently underneath with a nice knee bend. Left hand is gonna become behind for a little modified wild thing. So we're just gonna push up through the hips and open the front body. Big squeeze on the back side. Lots of support through the standing leg and arm. And come on down. And a few more, lift, inhale. And open. Exhale and close. Sitting all the way onto both butt cheeks, turning all the way back around, right? Inhale, lift. Facing the side, maybe we start to get into that back a little bit more as we get warm, and exhale, release. A little bit of chest work and stretch in there too. Inhale, lift. Little back bend on the top if we want. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Nice. Coming into, since our legs are sort of halfway across in front of us already, coming into some modified half lotus. So ankles can be one in front of the other, right in front. I think we did this last week. Or some of it, but they're great, so we might as well do them again. Crossed right there, or you can bring them all the way around or up, as long as you're seated on that back side. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to inhale the hands high. And we're going to exhale, we're just going to come over the front of the legs. Letting the head hang, you can bring the forearms down. Taking those hands and walking them over to the right. Using the floor to really pull in that stretch from the opposite side, trying to stay as glued down as we can in that left hip. And then bending that right arm and opening the chest just into a nice side bend, so complete side bend. So we were sort of folded over to the ground before, now we're opening the chest. You can reach up, maybe if you want a half bind, you can let that arm fall behind. Or you can let it flop over, whatever feels good for today. And inhale to the top, and a few more times, not super fast, but a little faster through that motion. So exhale down. Inhale, walk to the side, open into the side, exhale, release. Inhale, open into that side bend. Exhale, release. Feel that inhale to open, that exhale as everything sinks. Inhale to the top. Exhale, fold. Forward we go. Let the head come down, support with the arms. Inhale as we walk the hands over, chest over knee. Exhale, release into the rest of the body. Inhale, open to the side, support. And exhale. C-shape the spine. Inhale to the top, one more time through. Exhale, fold. Little mobility here. Inhale, walk. Exhale, release towards the leg. Inhale, open. Exhale into the side bend. And inhale to the top. Releasing the hands. Heart center. Nice. Unwrap the leg, little wild thing on the other side. So left leg is gonna come in front, nice bend. Right leg is gonna come underneath, right? Support. And now these angles are all about you and your hips as well and how you feel supported. Take that hand behind and lift up, so like I've got the back of it, into wild thing, modified wild thing. So lots of support through the leg and we'll reach back. Round one on this side, be nice and gentle. And exhale, sit. Inhale, open. Like I said, maybe each time that back bend gets a little more. Exhale, sit. Inhale, open. Exhale, sit. Inhale, open. Squeeze that glute on the back side, really push through the hip. And exhale, close. One more time. Reset to the front, inhale, open. And exhale, pull the belly in, support that low back and come all the way down to the front. Nice. Modified half lotus on the other side. So this time the left leg is in front, on top just at the ankle, or anywhere in between, all the way up to the feet being supported somewhere sort of around the knees. Sitting up nice and tall, grounding, right? Shining through the top, grounded through the bottom. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold forward. And just take some time there in this forward fold. And take those hands and walk them over to the left. And just hold there, using the ground to really stabilize, push down, get that twist. Or that, I should say, extension probably is a better word. And drop the arm, open the chest. Woo. Again, you could flop, you could half bind, bring that hand behind, you could reach the ceiling, whatever feels best for you. Take that inhale up, use the hand to assist. Reach shoulders down and back, exhale forward. Inhale as we walk and open into the side body, exhale, sink. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. And take that inhale to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk. Inhale, open. And inhale to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk. And open. C-shape that spine. Stay grounded through that opposite hip. And inhale up one more time. Exhale down. Open, walk the hands. Turn the chest. And up we go. And release. Ooh, that was nice. All right, and a little modified tabletop to open the hips the opposite way. So undo the legs. So they could be in front of you, both the feet planted. We're gonna bring the hands behind us, sitting up nice and tall. So it could be both legs are supportive as we lift into tabletop, squeezing the glutes, extending the hips the other way. If you want to do one leg at a time, or if you want to release one leg, so this is fully supported, this obviously is halfway supported, and you would switch legs, or you can do a full extension with both legs long, pushing towards the ceiling there. If I don't give myself a foot cramp. Pushing to the ceiling there, or both legs. If you have one leg, make sure you switch. And exhale, release down, letting the hips come down, maybe just a little knees side to side, let the hip come up and around. Yes, let's bring the hips under, speaking of hips under the shoulders, wide-legged forward work. So readjust the pelvis with that little tip forward, so if you're leaned back and rounded in the back, bend the knees either to give yourself that room or find a block to sit on, something hard to sit on, not squishy, not a pillow. So a little tilt of that pelvis forward. Inhale, reaching high to the sky, and exhale, folding forward. Nice wide-legged forward fold. And then sort of the same move here that we just did. We're going to walk the hands to one side, nose to knee, open up into a full side bend with our legs wide, and then back to center. So let's actually start to the left. So just walking the hands over, nose to knee. So chest is going to face the knee. We're going to hang out there for just a breath or two. And then we're going to take that left arm to the inside of the left leg, and we're going to open into that side bend. And actually, let's just make big rainbows out of these. We can do that too. So inhale up to center, and exhale into the side bend on the other side. Nice little reach over, seeing that spine down, grounded obviously through this hip. And turn the chest towards the leg. And then walk the hands back to center, holding there for a breath. Seeing if every time we walk back to center, coming to the left, we get a little lower every time that we come over to our one side, or maybe a little more C bending, maybe a little bit more C shape, right? Inhale, exhale. Inhale all the way up and over, and exhale into that side bend. And nose to knee, let the chest come around. And inhale back to center. One more time in this direction, then we'll switch direction of our rainbow. So nose to knee. Side bend. Reach, maybe you're gonna grab that toe at some point. Inhale up and over. Nose to knee. And back to center. We'll do a few the other direction. Same move, just leading to the right first. Walk the hands over. Starting to get nice and long now. Open. Engage, use the hand as needed. All the way over. Turn. Nice big exhale. And walk to center. And release. And again, inhale right. Nose to knee, chest. Maybe now we're reaching for the foot. Little turn. Inhale up and over. Exhale into that side bend. Roll through that chest. Release. And walk it to center. One more time right there. Walking over to the right, nose to knee. Open side bend. Inhale over. Switch. And back to center. Nice, walking the hands in. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's see here, let's do some half heroine pose. So, bring those knees in, held those knees in. There we go. Let's open that up the other way, actually. Bring the base of the feet together. Little rock into those hips. Okay, that was a little bit of a long time sitting in there. The knees flop wide. Maybe bring the toes together, a little pull forward, opening across that front body. Big inhale up. Take one foot in front and take the other one. So left leg in front, right foot behind, or I'll show you guys on side ones. The camera's on this side. So right leg extends, left leg folds back for half heroine pose. So you want the heel, you want to take the calf, roll the calf out of the way of your quad, your thigh, your hamstring. So we're gonna do half that time. Big knee stretch. If this is enough, great, wonderful, stay right there. If you would like a little more, you can fold that other leg in. You've got to get both of them out of the way, both of those calves out of the way. You may need a block to sit on in between because maybe one isn't enough, but two is just almost too many and you need that little block under the butt to support. Okay, so big stretch up and around the knees and in the front of the body. Here, up and over. All right, so one at a time is perfectly fine. You would just sit down. You want to stay even in the hips. If you've got both folded back, you still want to stay even in the hips. So if you find that you're dumping into one side because it's just too much on the one side, sit on something, block. That could even be a pillow. It doesn't have to be, but just something firm so that the hips stay square in the front. So whether that be multiple pillows or a rolled towel for a little bit more stiffness, whatever you may need there. So big stretch up and over that knee. You can even use a block here for one leg, right? If one leg is too much. And then we're just going to inhale up and we're going to fold over this front leg. So single leg fold, you can reach for it. Hands can be anywhere there to support, right? And notice if you're dumping into the one side, we do want that stretch. So try and stay even in those hips. Okay, even if you need to take that right hand and give a little push back, as long as it's comfortable and you're able to sit in that position and enjoy the stretch, keep those hips square. And then tilt from the pelvis. It may not be much today, right? Maybe it's flat back pancake, who knows? But keep it comfortable in a nice comfortable stretch. Be gentle on the knees, as always. While you're here, you can give yourself a nice little foot rub, right? Your foot is facing you, so nice little inner arch rubs. Those are always nice. Everybody loves a good foot rub. Might as well take some time while one's facing you and up close. Give it a little love. We spend so much time under our body, right? And take that inhale up, and let's switch sides. So same options, all the same options. Take your time moving out of that. Maybe give the knees a little shake, because it can be quite a lot once you get into that position. And get a little rub. And then let's switch sides. So you know what you're doing, move your calf out of the way. Heel facing, bottom of the foot facing up, basically, or as up as possible. Sitting evenly in those hips. Just gathering that information first, right? Finding what feels good there. Take a moment, and then we can tilt from the pelvis and lean forward into that fold, whatever that is for us today. And don't forget about that foot behind you, right? All the rubs. And then inhaling, helping yourself out of that. A little shake of the knees. And some seated stick pose. So bring the feet out in front. Adjusting the hips. Right? Long legs in front. Sit bones down. You can feel both of those behind you. Inhale up and exhale, fold over those legs. Take that inhale to rise. Whew. Sit on up. And maybe a little tabletop again, just to reverse that. So again, options, legs completely straight, both feet, 1 foot. If you have 1 foot, just make sure you switch. Ooh, squeeze the glutes, open up that front body. Nice tabletop, obviously the name is tabletop, that's what you're aiming for, right? Glutes squeezed, hips in line, chest opens. If you're on one leg, switch to the other leg. And exhale, release. Whew. And a little wash out. Letting the hips come up and around, rotating through. Swan, hurdler stretch. A little bit more intense hip. So it could be, not hurdler stretch, yes, hurdler stretch. So it could be here, 90-90 in the front, nice flex foot, and we're leaning into that hip. If we want to come into full swan, we tuck that leg all the way under. Take a quick look at that back leg, top of the foot down, right? So oftentimes those toes come inwards, right? We want to make sure we have a nice long top of the leg. This foot could be much more towards your groin. You want, if you're working your swan, you are working it to be parallel with the front of your mat, but that's a work in progress, right? Weight dumped evenly into the hips, so we don't want to be sitting in that bent leg. We want to be up and over, weight dumping evenly into the hips. If that's too much, you can put a block under that back bent knee, sitting in there, or you could be in that 90-90 hurdler stretch. And we can come down over that front leg if you'd like. If you'd like the weighted position, you can stay right there. And if you want to omit the knees altogether, you can just come back into that figure 4 that we started our practice with, so that right leg over left with the left leg bent, or vice versa with that flexed foot. And then you wouldn't be on the knees at all if you're trying to avoid, especially since this is mostly a seated class today. Apparently that's what I felt like. Take that inhale up, and we can reach back for the quad stretch here. So it's a big quad stretch. If you have a strap in the leg, you can strap the ankle, you can strap the foot, you can reach back for the foot. If you want the quad stretch, but that's too much in this front hip flexor, sit into the hip, what I just told you not to do. Go ahead and sit into that hip, and you can reach back. So it almost becomes like a hurdler stretch, but you're reaching back for that quad. Gets rid of some of that front half stretch in there, as opposed to being fully on the top of that leg. And release. Kick one leg back into a plank. Whew, nice, little child's pose. Sit the hips back. And bring that left foot forward. Left foot comes forward. Nice flex, hurdler stretch, full pigeon. Take that peek behind, take a look at that back foot. See, either sitting up nice and tall, or you can come into that forward fold. And let's inhale up and come on back for that quad stretch. Remember, you can sit into the hip. Strap, whatever works best. And then release that leg, plant the hands, kick the foot back, little plank pose for just a moment, knees or toes, squeeze the glutes. Breathe, big breathe, let's hold. Last little bit of core work here as we make our way back down to our mats. Hold, 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 knees can be down of course, pushing into that plank. And then let's exhale down. Nice. Little half bow pose, just to open up the front of the body. So reaching back for the ankle, if we can, foot long, pushing down, hand out to the side for support, and just a little lift. So the idea is not that we want to pull the foot to the glute, but we want to take that heel and lift it to the ceiling. So we're stretching that front area. Back booty is helping lift that. And we've got that little push to the ceiling. And release and switch. Hand comes down, switch sides, reach back, and that little lift. Other hand, lots of support as you need. Could be no support, that's up to you. Nice neutral neck looking down at the mat. And release. Nice. Little back bend, we haven't done one today, so maybe it's a cobra, maybe it's a sphinx for you today with the hands out front and the chest lifting through. If you did want that full up dog, you can bring the finger ends in line with chest and push up into that full up dog for today. Join that nice little stretch into the back. Opposite of kind of what we've been doing. And child's pose, pull the belly in, round through. Taking that little inhale up and just crossing the right leg over the left in our child's pose and sitting back into the hips. So you'll definitely won't get as far back into the hips. Pushing back. Inhale forward, switch sides, and a little push back into the hips. And taking that inhale forward, folding down. Come on up, swing the legs in front, and let's roll on down to our backs for just a few minutes on our backs. Enjoying our mat space. Rolling back. You could come to seated for today. You could come to your side, wherever you would like to spend your last few moments here on your mat. Relaxing the hips, right? Relaxing the shoulders down and back. Taking that next inhale and slowly bringing some space and movement back to the body. Bringing some awareness back, maybe pointing and flexing, maybe rolls, whatever it means to bring that movement back with the breath in your space. And when you're ready, take a roll to one side, maybe a little support from the bicep. And take that next inhale and come on to a seated position, one that's best for you today. Maybe it's on a block or a pillow. Sitting up nice and tall. Hands could be the knees, heart center, or over heart. No matter what time you're joining me, I always appreciate that you've chosen to spend your energy and your space on your mat with me guiding you. If you ever it was a lovely seated practice today. No matter when you may be joining me, as I said, as always, I appreciate the love and shared energy. Namaste. Brain's not working quite well after practice. Any questions, comments, concerns, always please come see me, please get in touch with Brandon, ask, shoot me an email. Other than that, I will see you or not see you guys live next time. Thanks so much for joining.